Well, like she said, my name is Mick Baruth. I used to be a math teacher and basketball coach. Grew up on a farm, oldest of 5 boys, and after 6-7 years of teaching and coaching, I just got sick and tired of the politics and the low pay of teaching, and started doing this on a part-time basis for a year and a half, and been full-time ever since. But how many people in here have ever heard of what's called the Rule of 72?
Did you talk last year?
I come every semester. So.
Oh, in the big end this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I know.
I was to say, you look familiar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. You look familiar, so.
So how many people in here have heard of the Rule of 72? Okay? What does the Rule of 72, what is it? What does it tell us?
Remember some of it.
Should have 72 months of
No.
how many expenses saved?
Okay, you'll need a piece of paper and pencil. Save this forever.
You got me to hold on to yours, Andrea?
Anytime, guys, you need to make any type of financial decision for the rest of your life, all you have to do is look at this piece of paper and what you got on it when I'm done in about 10 minutes. And you'll be able to make the correct decision of what needs to be done. And this doesn't pertain to insurance. This pertains to all areas of finances. Okay? I always use the example of an 18-year-old kid ever since I met him. This kid's grandpa gave him $2,500 for his high school graduation. Now, what do most 25 or 18-year-olds do with $2,500?
Spend it on video games.
Spend it. Okay? Now, the reason this kid called me is because one of his teachers in school was a client of mine, and his teacher had taken time out of class one day to show all of the students in all of his classes the Rule of 72 that I'm about to show you. So he called me up and he said, when we got together, I said, Jeff, let's review what you can do with this money. If you put the money in an account that averages 3% interest, what the Rule of 72 does, or says, is that all you do is take the number 72, divide it by 3, 70 divided by 3 is 24, right? And that simply means that 24 years later, his $2,500 would finally grow to $5,000. It would double. Well, if he's 18 now and it's going to take 24 years to do that, how old is he going to be when it finally doubles? 42 years old. Even if he never adds any more of his own money to the account, 24 years later it will finally have doubled once. And then 24 years after that, when he's 66, it will double again. So I said, Jeff, what would that mean to your retirement? If you leave the $5,000 in the account when you retire and start spending just the interest every year after that, 3% of $10,000 is $300 a year, or the equivalent of $25 every month for his retirement. So I said, Jeff, how long do you think $25 a month will last you by the time you're 66 years old? What do you think he said? $25 a month? Won't go very far, will it? He said, Mick, $25 won't last me very long now, let alone by then, because of what the cost of things will be by then. Right? That bottle of water you can buy today for $1 or $1.50, by the time you're 66, guess what it will cost for a bottle of water? $2.75. Huh? $2.75. Any other guesses?
$3.50.
Not even close.
$5.
Not even close.
$10.
$10 to $15 a bottle
When?
by the time you're 66 years old. And guys, that's the biggest mistake that everybody makes when it comes to money and financial stuff. You're sitting here right now, some of you saying, that won't happen to me. Bull crap. I'll guarantee it's going to happen. That'll buy him 2 bottles of water. How long does 2 bottles of water last when you're 66 years old?
20 minutes.
A lot of times you want to go to the bathroom. I was gonna say, the more you drink, the more you have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Without a catheter.
So I said, Jeff, just for the sake of argument, let's say there was an account out there you could put the money in and have it average 6% instead of 3%. Now guys, most people think that if you double the interest rate from 3 to 6, down here you should have twice as much money, right? Common sense would say that, wouldn't it? That's what I thought. 14 years ago when I saw this the first time, I said double the interest rate means double the money. That's pretty simple, but it's not true. Because 72 divided by 6 is what? 12, isn't it? So if it doubles every 12 years instead of every 24 years, it's going to double twice as often. So by the time he's 30, it doubles once. 42 doubles again. 54 doubles again. 66 doubles one more time. 40,000. Well, that's 4 times more money, isn't it? How is it that you go twice the interest rate makes 4 times more money? Shouldn't everybody know that? If it's true, shouldn't everybody know that? Why doesn't everybody know it?
Because they don't tell you.
Who don't tell you?
The bank.
The banks? The insurance companies? Almost everybody you and I know spends the majority of their money on 3 things every month. Taxes, debt payments, and insurances. Don't they? What do they spend their taxes with? Government? Can the government profit from showing people how to limit the amount of money they spend on their taxes? You think there's a reason why the government doesn't teach this to us?
They don't want us to make more than.
That's right. Banks, insurance companies. None of those places will ever show you what I'm showing you today, because they can't profit from it. So I said, Jeff, just for the sake of argument, let's say you left that $40,000 in the account when you retired, start spending just the interest every year after that. 6% of $40,000 is $2,400 a year, or the equivalent of $200 every month. Well, that's 8 times more money than 25, isn't it? How many people out in the real world do you think know that if they just doubled the interest rate one time on their savings, they could have 8 times more money for their retirement? Nobody knows that hardly. Not hardly anybody knows that. See, most people I talk to over the last 15 years have never even heard of the rule of 72. Well, if they've never heard of the rule of 72, how do you expect them to know that? Make sense? So lastly, I said, Jeff, just for the sake of argument, let's say there was an account out there, you could put the money in and have it end up averaging 12% for the next 48 years. Well, what's 72 divided by 12? 6. So on your piece of paper, no calculator needed. If you double it every 6 years, what will it grow to by the time he's 66 years old? Go ahead and do it on your paper. Just double it every 6 years.